Hi there. I am not a bug person, but this Egyptian scarab is really, really beautiful. Come along with me and we'll create our own. Okay, here are the supplies you're going to need for today's project. Sketchbook paper, or a plus would be watercolor paper, but you may not have that laying around at your home. Water, a palette, and this is student grade. You can see how messy it is. It's kind of beat up, and look at my white. That's my students. Anyway, just simple. If you have fewer colors than this, you can make do. If you have more than this, lucky you. A paint rag. My husband's shirts are always handy. And then for the basic work, you're going to want a pencil. You're going to want an eraser for sure, probably anyway. I did. I'm using a Sharpie fine tip. You could use the ultra fine if you want. In fact, that would look really nice. I've got one of those here. For today, though, I will do this is the ultra fine. I will use the fine. And then you'll definitely need brushes, and I just picked out this smaller one and a larger one. I think this is a 4 and maybe this is a 6. If you have numbered brushes, if you just have what came with your palette, just go with that. You make do. Okay, I have to show you these pictures because they'll blow you away. Look at that. This is a real creature. This is it looks like metallic, doesn't it? Isn't it amazing? So this is our inspiration. However, you could be inspired by this color. We're not doing this guy today. He's kind of got really fuzzy legs. I don't know. I'm not afraid of bugs so much, but I'm just not really desirous of them to be around me. So for you, you can do whatever color you want. But this is the one I'm going to base the shape off of. So I'm going to put this aside and we'll get started. You can do this in pencil just to be careful. And I'm going to go ahead and do it so you can see it clearly with this Sharpie. The Egyptians saw the scarab as a symbol of renewal and rebirth. And I think that's pretty awesome, especially in this era of looking forward to maybe some new life following COVID. So let me start drawing. The first thing I'm going to do is draw what looks like, I think, kind of like a hat. So I'm going to draw like this. I have totally simplified this just to be easier for everyone. That's not really much of a hat right there, but if you draw it like that, then I feel like I shouldn't have added those 2 lines yet. But that looks like a hat to me. And then these are the eyes. So once you have that drawn, right away, let's just go ahead and fill in the eyes so that my marker's leaving a little fuzzy on here. I'm gonna switch my marker. See if I have a little bit pointier one. Let's see. Yeah, the other one's leaving some type of lint. Okay, so I'm gonna just smooth this up, and then I'm just gonna leave a little white. I don't know if their eyes are shiny in this situation, but we're simplifying this. So we're gonna make it, you know, fairly realistic, but still, it's just a drawing, right? Okay, so while we're up here, we're gonna go ahead and add the little features here. There. There. The very cool thing about this project is that it's very symmetrical, and you will see symmetry throughout this whole project. Okay, so once you've got that, we're going to start doing the body. So we're going to come down. Okay, just draw that line there. And you're going to do a mirror of that. Come down. Okay. So then you'll start to see, I'm going to connect these two lines over, but I'm going to leave a space in the middle. And what's going to start forming is this little guy is kind of amazing because, and here's this, like, I always think looks like a guitar pick. If you know anybody who plays guitar, there's this shape. But the wonderful thing about these creatures is this is their armor. They're like, you know, knights when they wore metal armor. Well, this is kind of like that. And it's kind of like a tank almost. Now I just put a little hinge because these are all hard, because beetles are hard. They have a shell, but they have to be able to move, right? They're not like us where we're really flexible, but they have to still be able to, you know, move around. If they were just solid, they couldn't move very well, could they? So you got these funny, they're probably more symmetrical than I've drawn, but we'll keep going. So I'm gonna draw just to get our distance figured out. I'm gonna draw from the tip of the guitar pick down about to there. Okay, and now I'm gonna go, and this is gonna be kind of like, if you think of your own body and you have kind of where the waist comes in, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna pull in the waist and then go back out like hips. And then we're gonna come down and meet at this line. So our beetle's starting to happen here. So it's got hinges where it's like almost where its shoulders are here. You know, I keep trying to compare a beetle to a human. That's pretty goofy. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come down, find the waist, and come all the way back and meet. And so our body is done. All hard shell, okay? Now the legs and the pinchers and, you know, those parts I have really simplified. But, you know, we'll still keep them looking like a beetle if we can. So from here, we're going to go up like that. And up like that. Now, a real beetle would have had a couple joints already. So we're gonna put in a joint here, like that. Now here's where it gets a little interesting. So I'm gonna go straight. They have to have another defense other than just having their hard shell. So this is kind of a horned area. It's not really a claw, but we'll make it a little scary like that. Now, if yours didn't turn out just like that, obviously you're still fine. This is your beetle, right? This is your scarab. So you can do what you want. You can be inspired by what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to draw this section. And again, this would have 1, 2, 3, 4 joints because it really wants to be able to move around and grab what it's trying to get. And then I'm just going to put its little pincher right there. Okay, so that's very simplified. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, only I'm going to just kind of shake it up a little bit. I'm going to make this claw a little differently. You could make it just exactly the same as what you just drew. So there, we have the 2 front ones. Now, we're going to go to this side. Like that. And again, kind of out of that because that's a hinged area. We'll do the 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces and then the pincher. You're kind of catching on now, I'm sure. Looks like they can hold all kinds of things. Now the last thing we are going to do are 2 big legs. Okay, so, and these are longer, so they have more parts to them. Draw a line here. And again, it's so simplified that, you know, they would be very hinged. Draw a line there. I'm going to put what might be like an elbow hinge. And I'm going to pull this line down a little more. I could have probably just brought it in one drawing there, one pull, and then make your, we're not done yet. Now that's just another hinged area. We're going to pull out and do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I kind of gave it 5 sections. And then off of that, I have another section. And now for a single claw at the end of this one. All right, so I'm not going to be able to do exactly what's going on here, but today we're just going to do it with our class watercolor set. So I'm going to lay down this color, and that's, ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. And I can probably take it up in here. I'm going to add a little blue in here with my green to just start adding, trying to find that teal color, and just start to add that 3-dimensional look. I'd like to add more yellow to create that chartreuse. Ooh, that's what I'm looking for. That's the color. Yes, we'll keep that going. As I add a deeper color down here on the sides, you can see also how it's becoming very 3-dimensional looking. The shell is kind of rounding over. Now, if you're not even using these colors, you could use any combination. Again, because this is your beetle, right? So now, I'm going to do this. It looks like black, but I think it's really dark brown. And lucky me, I have brown on here. Oops, oh, I'm so sorry. The brown, I usually make all my students, they have to mix their colors to get what they need. Well, I'm going to be cheating here in the biggest way, so, but if you don't know how to make brown, primary colors, the 3 primary colors will give you brown mixed together. But remember, red is very strong, so if you mix red, blue, and yellow, the primary colors, you'll end up leaning one way or another depending on how strong of a color or how much of each color you put in. So like I said, I'm cheating here. And I'm just brushing this like that. I'm noticing on this beetle here that right down the spine there is another of that green teal kind of around it. So I'm going to go ahead with my smaller brush and I'm just going to add that if I can get it just in a detail way. Now, again, if you don't have a small brush to work with, you can just do what you can with the very tip of the brush you have. There's that. And then I see there's an outline around that teal of the brown. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully it won't be too obnoxious. I need to not get it too dark, but it pulls from up here and it goes down, pulls from up here, and it goes down, which happens to be a very nice way to make that teal just shine a little bit more. So I'm gonna blend this out a little bit. Just do it with a clean brush. It's a stripe, but it doesn't have to be so rigid on this side. As they go, they kind of get a little bit of that brown in there. So I'm going to start with the green, the greeny yellow. And that teal kind of keeps showing up in there. So you can put that where you want. I'm just gonna put it in just around. I don't need to put it everywhere. Give it kind of almost a shadowed effect. And there's a little bit of that brown here, kind of a brown there. And the beetle's happening. This is kind of bugging me. I wonder if I can do anything with it. I'll add a little bit of water and blend it out just a little bit. There we go. Nice. No, not that last thing. I said nice when it was a little too soon. There. And I'm still getting a line, but this isn't watercolor paper, so we'll go with it. Now, I'm going to do the brown on the legs, a little more brown. I think it's more like, I'm again lucky. I have a kind of a rusty tone here, and I'm going to see what that does. Well, that's kind of nice. That's not bad, just to add that in there. And here's where you can really shine. I mean, if you want to add a purple, go and add a purple. Make this scarab yours. You own this, right? So I'm gonna add a little bit more up here. Just a little bit here. Ooh, I'm liking this. A little more there. Okay, that's good. Now, I haven't done much with this darker area that is like right below this guitar pick area. So I think what I'm gonna do is I have this greeny brown and I'm gonna mix it with the green. And I'm gonna just see, I might be regretting this a little bit, but I'm gonna just lay it down. There we go. Lay it down before it dries. Leave a little space there. And then I'm gonna blend. There we go. And it just kind of pulls down into this. And I'm gonna blend and pull down a little bit. So this is a much more complicated project than my last one that I did, but you can make it as simple as you want. I still want that blended. I want it to just phase into the other colors. I mean, you can see my brush strokes, obviously, and this is, as I said a million times, this is not watercolor paper, but it'll do. Okay, so this is my scarab. I will be attaching a PDF of this if you want to just have the outline already made. So have a great day. Bye-bye.